Here's a question you hear a lot. Should my kid play football? Is it more dangerous than is worth the trouble? Well, we're going to talk about that coming up here on the Ed Kilgore Show. Big thank you to Blue Tusk Tech and also to Global Wine and Spirits for being our sponsors, and we thank you very much. You know, playing high school football was a great experience for me, even though I know the game has changed a lot since I played. That was just after the earth came out of the latest ice age about 10,000 years ago. Yeah, the good old Upper Paleolithic period. I'm kidding, of course. But we did have face masks and plastic helmets back when I played football at Macon, Missouri High School, way back in the 60s. How many of you were even old enough to remember that? Well, a quick mention of our sponsors here. Blue Tusk Tech of Orchard Park, McKinley Wines and Spirits at McKinley Mall, and our newest sponsor, Global Vending Group of Buffalo. Well, we didn't know anything, I mean anything, about concussions back then, but I'm certain I had at least a couple. One for sure, Chillicothe All-State running back Butch Davis knocked me out cold with a helmet-to-helmet collision. He kept running for a touchdown. All I saw was a brilliant white flash. Next thing I knew, I was down on my back looking up at a couple trainers and some worried teammates. I missed a couple series and went right back in there. Well, luckily, although my wife would say that explains a lot, I'm okay now. Of course, that doesn't happen at any level of college football as more scientific knowledge and evolves about equipment and rules changes. They've made the game much, much more safe. Not 100%, but much, much better. Now, my favorite team in high school was, Kansas City Chiefs. Now, even though I was all North Central Missouri, impressive, as a wide receiver, tight end, defensive back, we played every down in those days. The thought I'd ever play in the NFL didn't cross my mind, not at all. Got one scholarship offer from Northwest Missouri State to play football, but ultimately it was a partial scholarship at baseball at Mizzou for me. Now, with the explosion of social media, cable, streaming, TV viewing, making the NFL and college game increasingly popular, it's only natural that a lot of current high school players dream of playing in the NFL. Some studies have shown that players are surprisingly confident this is going to happen. Quote, follow your dreams, they're told. Work hard, stay in school. They're good messages, but not realistic in terms of playing at such an elite level. Now, the NCAA released a study in 2016 of 1,083,308 players at the high school level. 251 players made it to the NFL. That comes out to 0.023%. The odds are a little better in terms of playing college football. Over 73,000 of that over 1 million played at some level. Just 2.6% though played. They called it Division I back then. Now it's the FBS or Football Bowl subdivision level. Now my point here isn't to discourage players or parents or friends from having dreams, but having a plan B isn't a bad idea. I know it's not an easy choice for parents to give the green light to young boys, and at some schools, young girls as well, who express the desire to play football. It's not without risk. Football is the leader in concussions, and that starts down at the peewee level and goes on up. I think it is interesting that women's soccer isn't far behind football and ice hockey, though. Nothing is 100% safe. But again, better than it was. Helmet-to-helmet hits aren't taught anymore, and they result in penalties and even ejections. We were taught back when I played to stick your forehead right in the other guy's chest. That's the helmet. That's not allowed now. Helmets are much improved, absorbing impact, and most football programs have medical people available on the sidelines at a moment's notice. And boy, do we ever identify with that. Of course, the Damar Hamlin life-saving CPR from the Bills medical training staff was a great example. And I have to mention here, I hope you saw that. I saw the replay of it, the ESPY Awards, where Hamlin presented an award to the Bills training staff, and they all went up on stage and they circled around Damar and who was crying by this time and giving him big love hugs. It was really chilling. But here's the bottom line for me. If your son or daughter wants to play football, the odds are extremely high. The benefits will far outweigh the risks. We can't keep our kids in a bubble, as comforting as that thought might be. From Harvard Medical School, quote, ultimately, if a child is passionate about football, they are almost certainly better off playing football than being inactive and alone. Let the real world replace the virtual world. Again, just my own experience. Playing football didn't give me character. It rather reinforced to me that I could not only play, but enjoy it. It's hard. The practices, the training are difficult, but that's all a part of the process. We have to be realistic. Most young people aren't going to play in the NFL. When I was at Channel 2, every now and then I'd get a phone call or a letter from a parent or grandparent, and they'd say something like, my grandson, all he needs or she needs, my granddaughter, just a chance. They just need to be seen and get a tryout. Well, if your son or daughter is that good in any sport, the colleges and pro scouts know who you are, and they will find you. Obviously, these scouts aren't infallible. How the heck did Josh Allen wind up receiving one legit FBS scholarship offer to Wyoming? A lot of people saw his tapes, and I'm still actually astonished that seeing this big mobile athlete with a cannon arm didn't result in some second and third evaluations. Football is the American game, obviously catching on around the world now. Can other sports like basketball, baseball, still teach sportsmanship and character like football? Probably. But football is different. It's physical. It's okay to channel your aggression into something positive. And again, it's rough. It's not easy. It's hard. That's why I love playing the game, and I'd do it again tomorrow. And again, thanks to our sponsors, Blue Tusk Tech in Orchard Park, McKinley Wines and Spirits in Hamburg, and Global Vending Group of Buffalo. See you next time.